Let's talk Nintendo, the company that made a plumber a global icon and turned a simple red cap into a symbol recognized in every corner of the world. For decades, Nintendo has been more than just a gaming company. It's been a cultural force, shaping childhoods, friendships, and even the way we think about play itself. They've redefined gaming more than once, always finding new ways to bring people together, whether it's on a couch, in a park, or across continents. Nintendo's magic lies in its ability to make gaming feel joyful, social, and accessible to everyone, from hardcore fans to first-timers. While Sony and Microsoft chased hyper-realism, pushing the limits of graphics and horsepower, Nintendo took a different path. They asked a question that would change everything. What if you could play anywhere? That simple idea sparked a revolution, blurring the lines between home and portable gaming and making every place, from city benches to cross-country trains, a potential playground. The Switch was a revolution. It wasn't just a console, it was a lifestyle, a way to connect with friends and family, and a ticket to countless adventures. It changed how we think about gaming, making it more spontaneous, more social, and more fun. Fast forward to June 11, 2025, Nintendo Switch 2 launches, and it's not just a release, it's a global event. The anticipation had been building for months, with rumors swirling, leaks fueling speculation, and fans counting down the days. Fans camped out for days, braving the elements and sharing stories with strangers turned friends. Websites crashed under the weight of pre-orders, and social media exploded with excitement. The hype was off the charts and the world was watching. This wasn't just a product drop, it was a cultural moment. News crews flocked to stores, influencers live-streamed the chaos, and families made memories that would last a lifetime. The energy was electric, and you could feel the anticipation in the air. Nintendo didn't just join the console wars, they set the rules. While competitors scrambled to keep up, Nintendo reminded everyone why they're the masters of surprise and delight. The Switch 2's debut made other launches look tame by comparison. Streets overflowed with eager fans, and stores that usually saw modest crowds were suddenly the epicenter of a global celebration. From Tokyo to Toronto, lines wrapped around blocks, and every retailer sold out in hours. It didn't matter if you were in a bustling metropolis or a quiet suburb, everyone wanted a piece of the action. The demand was iPhone level, but with the promise of new adventures with Mario and Link. People dressed as their favorite characters, waving plushies and posters, turning launch day into a festival of fandom. Nostalgia met next-gen excitement, and the world felt it. Parents who grew up with the NES brought their kids, sharing stories of their first Mario jump or Zelda quest. It was a celebration of the past and a leap into the future all at once. Nintendo didn't just release hardware, they continued a legacy. Every unboxing was a reminder of the magic that started decades ago, now reborn for a new generation. The original Switch changed gaming forever. Expectations for its successor were sky high. Could Nintendo possibly top their own game-changing innovation? The world was holding its breath. Could they do it again? Judging by the explosion of sales and fan joy, the answer is a resounding yes. The Switch 2 didn't just meet expectations, it shattered them, setting new records and igniting imaginations everywhere. The Nintendo Switch 2 has arrived, and it's already a legend. It's more than a console, it's a symbol of creativity, community, and the enduring power of play. The king is dead. Long live the new king. As the torch passes from one generation to the next, Nintendo's story continues, brighter than ever. Nintendo just cemented its place in entertainment history, proving once again that when it comes to innovation, heart, and pure fun, nobody does it quite like them. Let's talk numbers, because the Switch 2's launch wasn't just big, it was absolutely historic. The kind of event that people will talk about for years, maybe even decades to come. In just 24 hours, Nintendo sold a jaw-dropping 4.5 million Switch 2 consoles worldwide. That's not just a record, it's a tidal wave of demand that swept across the globe, from Tokyo to Toronto, from London to Los Angeles. To put that in perspective, that's 52 consoles every single second without pause for an entire day. Imagine a line of people each getting their hands on a Switch 2 before you can even blink. Retailers couldn't keep up. Shelves were cleared out before lunchtime, and online stores buckled under the pressure, with websites crashing and virtual queues stretching for hours. It was chaos, in the best possible way. Nintendo sold every single unit they could manufacture instantly. There wasn't a single console left unsold, and the lucky few who got one walked away grinning from ear to ear. This wasn't just a big launch, it was a global phenomenon. Streets turned into celebrations, and social media exploded with photos and videos of fans unboxing their new consoles. Japan, North America, Europe, every region saw record sellouts. No matter where you looked, the story was the same. Switch 2 fever had taken over. The speed of sales left competitors and analysts stunned. Industry experts scrambled to update their forecasts, and news outlets ran headline after headline about the Switch 2's unprecedented success. No console has ever moved this fast on day one. The previous records? Obliterated. The Switch 2 didn't just edge past the old numbers, it demolished them, setting a new bar for what's possible in gaming. It's like someone shattered the 100-meter dash record by 2 full seconds. The competition wasn't even close. The Switch 2 didn't just break records, it set a new standard. It's now the benchmark that every future console launch will be measured against. This is, without a doubt, the best launch in video game history, period. The excitement, the energy, the sheer scale, nothing else comes close. And here's the wildest part, it's only the beginning. The Switch 2's story is just getting started, and the world is watching to see what happens next. Nintendo's explosive start has set the stage for a dominant run. With this kind of momentum, the possibilities are endless. The entire industry is watching and scrambling to catch up. Rivals are rethinking their strategies, and everyone wants to know, how do you top this? The Switch 2 is the new benchmark. The record books have been rewritten, and the world of gaming will never be the same. To grasp the scale, let's compare to PlayStation. PS4 sold over 1 million in North America on day one, a huge win. PS5, despite a pandemic, hit around 2.5 million globally at launch. Then Switch 2 arrives and nearly doubles that, 4.5 million in a day. Nintendo didn't just beat Sony, they lapped them. This isn't to diminish PlayStation's legacy, but Switch 2's debut is in another league. Nintendo's broad appeal, families, casuals, diehards, created a perfect storm. They mobilized every fan at once, something no one else has done. The Switch 2 didn't just join the conversation, it dominated it. The bar for console launches has been raised sky high. How did Nintendo pull this off? It's a masterclass in timing and strategy. First, pent-up demand, fans waited years for a true Switch successor. Second, Nintendo nailed logistics. No supply chain nightmares, just shelves stocked and ready. Third, economic anxiety, rumors of price hikes pushed buyers to act fast. And finally, marketing. Nintendo kept things quiet, then hit hard with a focused campaign. They promised a better Switch, and fans believed. By combining demand, supply, urgency, and hype, Nintendo created the perfect launch storm. It's business strategy at its finest. The result? A record-shattering debut. In the UK, the Switch 2 didn't quite top the PS4's legendary launch, but it easily claimed second place. That's no small feat in a market where PlayStation dominates. The Switch 2 outsold the original Switch and even edged out the PS5's debut. Stock vanished in hours, pre-orders were gone weeks in advance. The excitement was just as real in London as in Tokyo or New York. Securing silver in a race against giants is a massive win. The UK is now a key battleground for this console generation. Here's the twist. Switch 2's record launch happened without a major new game. In an industry where new hardware launches are almost always paired with a headline-grabbing blockbuster, Nintendo took a completely different approach. There was no must-have title to drive day-one sales, no legendary franchise making its grand return to lure in fans. Instead, the company relied on something far more subtle and, as it turns out, far more powerful. No new Zelda, no new Mario, just enhanced ports, third-party titles, and a tech demo. For many, this would have seemed like a risky move, maybe even a recipe for disappointment. But Nintendo's confidence in its hardware and its loyal fanbase was unshakable. The Switch 2's launch lineup was modest, but the excitement in the air was anything but. Nintendo sold 4.5 million consoles on a promise. The big games are coming. That's right, millions of people lined up, pre-ordered, and celebrated their new consoles, all based on the anticipation of what was yet to arrive. It's a testament to the trust Nintendo has built over decades. Fans bought in, trusting the brand and the hardware's potential. They believed that Nintendo would deliver the experiences they craved, even if they had to wait a little longer. This level of faith is rare in the gaming world, where instant gratification often rules. This gamble lets Nintendo roll out blockbusters over time, keeping momentum high. Instead of peaking at launch and fading, the Switch 2 can enjoy wave after wave of renewed excitement as each new title drops. It's a strategy that keeps both the media and the fans talking month after month. Imagine the sales spike when the first new 3D Mario or Zelda drops. The anticipation is already building, and when those games finally arrive, they'll feel like events in themselves, mini-launches that reignite the hype all over again. By spacing out major releases, Nintendo can create multiple launch moments. Each blockbuster becomes a reason for new players to jump in, and for existing fans to stay engaged. It's a masterclass in pacing and hype management. The lack of a killer app wasn't a weakness, it was a strategic move. Nintendo bet on its reputation, its innovation, and the promise of what's to come. Few companies would dare to try this, and even fewer could pull it off. Nintendo sold the platform, not just a game. They invited players to join a journey, not just a single experience. The Switch 2 became a promise of future adventures, a ticket to a world that's still unfolding. Few companies could pull this off. Nintendo's unique blend of nostalgia, innovation, and community set it apart from the competition. It's a playbook that others can only dream of replicating. The Switch 2's success proves the power of brand loyalty and smart planning. It's a reminder that sometimes patience and trust can be just as powerful as instant gratification. The best is yet to come. With every new announcement, the excitement only grows. Nintendo's story with the Switch 2 is just beginning. Nintendo's arsenal of games is ready to keep the hype alive. The future is bright, and for fans everywhere, the adventure is just getting started. This launch is just the beginning. Nintendo's aiming for 40 million Switch 2s sold by 2026. With this momentum, that goal looks realistic. The original Switch sold over 140 million units, making it a legend. Nintendo's plan steady, major releases from franchises like Mario, Zelda, and Pokémon every 6 months. This keeps players engaged and draws in new fans. The launch was just the opening act. The main event is coming. Nintendo's building an ecosystem, not just a console. Investors and fans are excited for a multi-year strategy. The journey to 40 million and maybe 100 million has begun. Nintendo is playing the long game, and they're off to a flying start. The Switch 2's launch isn't just a win for Nintendo, it's a win for gaming. It proves that innovation and fun matter as much as raw power. Nintendo's success pressures Sony and Microsoft to think beyond specs. The hybrid console is now the standard, not a novelty. Competition will drive more creativity and better games for everyone. Nintendo's boldness has changed the game, again. For fans, it's the start of a new era of fun and flexibility. Once more, Nintendo holds the high score.